had a session today with my therapist. And the thing that's interesting about my relationship with my therapist is I see him 3 times a week, which some people might hear that and think, wow, that's crazy. And, you know, I guess you could not be blamed for thinking that someone is crazy if they need to see a therapist 3 times a week. But and I think that there was a time when I would have thought the same thing. Here's the thing: when I first started working with my therapist, we saw each other once a week, and then I can't remember. We've been working together for like 4.5 years, basically. And I can't remember how long it was before we moved to 2 times a week. And I remember when we did move to 2 times a week, I agreed to doing 2 times a week. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm definitely not going to 3 times a week. Like if he ever says, hey, let's go to 3 times a week, I'm going to be like, no. And then sure enough, however long afterwards, he said, what do you think? I'm going to 3 times a week. And honestly, at that point, I was like, yeah, no problem, because I was already bought in. Now, I don't see it going to 4 times a week, because that probably would be overkill. But 3 times a week feels great. And the way I've come to look at it is it's like working out for your brain, for your psychology, right? For your self-awareness. And like there's no point at which like you don't need to do it anymore, right? It's like if you work out a lot, you never reach a point where you never have to work out again, and just the working out that you've already done will last you for the rest of your life. It doesn't work that way. Same thing with seeing a therapist, right? Like when I go and talk to my therapist, like I'm really getting to know myself better. And doing that 3 times a week is like, it's like going to the gym 3 times a week. If I all of a sudden stopped going to the gym or working out, I would get out of shape. If I all of a sudden stopped going to see my therapist, something similar would happen to my psychological progression. So my view of it is completely different from what it used to be. Like I used to think, people who see therapists, like they have problems. Well, first of all, everybody's got problems. I definitely, when I started working with my therapist, I wouldn't say I was healthy. Like, I had a lot of stuff to work on. Now I think I'm very healthy psychologically and emotionally. Part of that is because I've been seeing this guy, 3 times a week for the last at least a year, maybe a year and a half. But when we went to 3 times a week, like I was already doing pretty well. And so, it wasn't, if anything, it's more like, yeah, let's do more, not because you quote unquote need it, but because then we can really go deep and kind of get a rhythm going. So yeah, my view of therapy has really changed over the years. And now I view it as just like another tool, right? And the fact that I'm going so often means like I'm just getting to know myself better that much more quickly. And I'm optimizing my own kind of performance as a human, right? It's like with jiu-jitsu, like if you go 3 times a week, you're going to get better faster than if you're going once a week, right? Same exact concept with therapy. Like you're going to get to know yourself better. You're going to go deeper into yourself. You're going to peel back more layers of the onion, which means you get to, be a better version of yourself, more authentic, and live a better life.